First, I need to turn down the music. Places can say... Nope. Oh. There we go. Okay, let me quickly... Let me get everything set up and ready. Okay. I didn't hear my voice. I'm good. Okay. Waiter. There we go. Okay. Now let's actually boot it up. And instantly, I want to save. I want to make it so I have each trial. Am I in order? I don't remember. Oh, thank God I am.
Monokuma appears! Wrong!
An illusion.
Whew. Boy, tough crowd.
Stop talking.
Okay.
We're here to put a murder
Hey!
down. I've instantly forgotten information. I don't even remember which trial I'm on. It's been forever since I last played.
Let's go.
Prepare for me to flop.
Please!
What the heck?
What the heck?
Hey.
That's right.
We got this. I will fail. Fail. Happy nighttime, Whiskers. Happy good morning to you, TJ. There we go. God.
Just the worst.
Again, Discord being a horror game. Except the second one didn't catch me off guard.
What?
Come on.
Yoo-hoo!
But how are you, TJ? I hope you had a good morning. Well, I hope you're having a good morning. And now I try and figure out what the hell I'm doing again. Stayed home from work today? That's fair. I have no skills. That's depressing. Now that one got me. Fuck. What is with the pings? Why am I being abused? Dang it, someone's calling me a catboy again.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Not yet. He'll
Now
probably message me
then,
sooner or later
to
saying I'm a
begin
catboy like
with,
usual.
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was
know who the
asleep the
person
whole
was.
time! I don't know anything
Someone
about
on
it!
Fox's server, because
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Snow was calling me a catboy.
Who are you calling a murderer?
Catboy, and then someone said
I am sorry to say, Hiro.
to me.
Blueprint for the
server,
suit. Parts we assume were used
I
to build
hate
it.
Well, I don't really hate it. Like I
And
find it
all of
funny,
it was
but, like,
found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Forgot Twitter is an X now, so I saw X on my on my thing, and I was like, hang on a second, what the hell is this? And I yet again thought it was a sussy thing. I'm not even gonna try and say it. Everything drowning out your voice a little. Okay.
Thing we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why?
What? No! Just hold on a second!
Hang on. Where? Oh yeah, it is this one. It is this one. I'll move that there, and then I'll move that one there. I'll also... hang on. I'll move up my mic audio. Because I think I had it turned down a bit because I felt like it was too loud. Okay, how does that sound? Can I open up my game, please, again? Thank you. How does that one sound? Actually, I'll turn it down just a bit more. Good. Okay, that's good. That's better.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints,
I don't think it's that
the
one.
suit
It's
parts,
this one, right?
They are all proof enough that
I'm
you
about to
are the
murder.
culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why?
No! Just hold on a second!
I've skipped this on accident like 3 times.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
No, that's wrong!
There we go. Yet again, I don't know how to play this game. It's been a hot minute since I played it.
Really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense! You just said Hiro didn't do it!
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption!
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So, what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Oh, I know. I remember this one. It was the trolley, right? But how do I get to that? Oh, so it was this.
I got it!
Wait, what? Hang on. Things were moved. So it was that? And the blue top, right?
I got it!
Yeah.
They were
Look
a
at
dolly
me.
and a tarp, right? So, let's see if I can explain.
Yup. Honestly, I'm
Taka's body
such a big
disappeared
brain.
from the
No one
equipment
has no clue.
And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Fox just tried to convince me
That
to
way,
say I was a cat
they
boy,
wouldn't leave any bloodstains
but I'm
while
not
they were
easily
moving
broken.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
it. Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between
I
the
love
repository
Celeste.
and the art room.
She was like my
It
second
would be
favorite,
very
apart from
strange
Chihiro.
indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible?
And then a couple
that it
days
was
ago,
in the
I found out that
repository all along,
Chihiro's
and you
one of the
simply
most
didn't realize it?
easily chosen to be a
She's
cat
raised an
boy.
objection.
And I call
How do
lies
you
to you, TJ, when
respond?
you told me that.
There is no
Because
shame
as
in
if
being wrong.
someone I picked who was
Nobody
my
expects
favorite
much from you anyway.
is mostly a cat
We
boy
have all
to other
accepted
people.
the fact that you rarely
I call
understand what
lies.
is going on around you.
But what are you planning to do now? Shaking my head. Honestly. Oh god, okay. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next time bullet, we're gonna add more ingredients to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Fun fact about these two being your faves, they are a rare pair ship. Are they really? Basically, just remember, square button now has a function along with X and triangle. You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Okay, oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you ignore everything I just said. I did not know that. I mostly store stuff of Mondo and stuff. Wait, what the fuck? How am I dealing with this
You had it
already?
wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
I
cannot
can't
agree.
pay attention to
You are a
TJ, I'm
fool.
so sorry.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
God damn, okay. I'll send you the links to someone who's a major
If
shipper
you're
again.
asking
This
for
is currently
proof that the
close
dolly
less as
moved,
the definition
I
of
have it
gaslight,
right here.
gatekeeper, girl boss.
When I found the dolly
I just
in the
kept on thinking that
repository, one
I
of the
I
wheels
was
had a
used to
blood
seeing
stain
Mondo
on
and
it.
Chihiro
There
because
was
of
a pool
the
of blood. The
like
killer probably rolled the dolly through
because
them
of
as the
how
blood
those two were
dried on
set
the
up, I
tire.
guess.
So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. 'Cause if
Understandable.
it's not a killer robot, what kind of...
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Oh god, okay.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we
Oh.
just said, then you must realize that
Whoever was in the suit. Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Okay.
As we know, and from there.
Yeah, then loaded it on.
Now, keep in mind.
Well, yeah, all you'd have to. Then you could push the killer and carted the body off to the repository.
if you accept
Oh.
everything we
I
just
did it
said,
again.
You must realize that who.
I'm
Sorry,
actually so
realize
so bad.
As we
TJ,
know,
can you
and
take
from
over
there.
for me?
Yeah,
I bet you could be
loaded it
10
on
times
now.
better.
keep in mind
that the
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the killer just and carted the body off to the repository.
Oh, I did the wrong button. Bend over, I think.
Shoot!
It probably is. Well, it definitely was.
As we know, and from there.
Yeah, then loaded it on.
Now, keep in mind.
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong.
Bend over.
You're
TJ, you're so
absolutely
lewd.
right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember? When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Oh, not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Frickin' LTJ. I was eating food. You can't take it off by yourself. I remember there's like a little latch.
The suit was an option. If you remember,
First you were just stating some lewd things to me, TJ, and now you're sending me a Twitter link. You're sending me 2 Twitter links. TJ, you lewdy lewd. I'm kidding. I'll definitely look at those after though. Because I didn't actually know about those 2 being shipped. Just sending Celestio shipper. Yeah. Thought so.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him.
Yeah, that's right!
So,
Jesus, the
it's
hiccups.
really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Oh, that's those two? I didn't even know that. I think I sent you a pic of their stuff before.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The
I didn't
individual
even think
inside
that
the
was
suit
Celeste.
and the
Let alone
culprit
I
are
didn't
one
really
and the
know that
same.
was
It
Chihiro
was
either.
Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I knew the other one you sent me that was lewd was
that's gotta be
Chihiro.
right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And
Oh
as
god,
soon as we
do I have to
split
remember
up,
time?
Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out,
Oh, Robo
it
Justice.
was Robo
I
Justice.
was like,
it
R
also
and J.
soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the third floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
I think I briefly remember Celeste doing that too. Like her scream, it was definitely not like a typical scream, especially from something you expect from her.
and then... At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found
he dead.
Hifumi dead.
Oh,
And
fucking guy,
that's
he
when we
fucking
heard
dead.
the body discovery announcement.
Okay. That I miss Vine. That
I
just made
left
me
Celeste and Hina
crave
there and headed back
Vines.
to the third floor.
I was actually
to let the
rewatching
others
some
know
of them
what
a
had
couple
happened.
days ago, and can I say I quoted an entire video's worth of Vines, and it was like a
Meanwhile,
25-minute
we had just discovered
Vine
Taka's
video.
body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time. Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body
Oh
had
my
also
God.
gone missing.
That's
Next
depressing.
thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead
You
bodies.
know Taka starved himself after
And
Mundo
after
died?
some time,
No, I did not.
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies.
Thank you for
and we
telling
all
me
headed
that,
to the
Angie.
repository, which is where we rediscovered the
Definitely,
corpses.
you know, I did not know that.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Depression hits hard after your bro
And from
dies.
there, we can uncover the contradictions
not gonna
surrounding
lie.
all of them.
Taka had one friend, and it
Now
was
then,
Mundo,
let's
so
get
not gonna
started,
lie.
beginning with what happened to Taka.
That's fair enough. Hero tried to help him. Well, Hero wasn't enough. Oh crap.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, nope.
Shoot!
Oops, I went... Oh god damn,
So,
I took so much damage from that.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
It's the order one, okay then.
So, regarding... I wonder if he... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in.
Oh my god, actually...
Shoot!
Oh my god.
So, regarding... I
Okay.
wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice...
It's true that
Hifumi was while Taka's death came.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Wait, hang on.
So,
That's not right. If both things didn't work... Hang on a
regarding
minute.
Taka's death, I wonder if he... Or perhaps it was after?
I don't remember what I'm doing.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
it's true that Hifumi
He was killed with while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Hang on.
So,
What bullets do you
regarding
have?
Taka-
I have one bullet, that's it. And it's
his
Monokuma
death,
File
I wonder
3.
if- Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi...
Help. Choose wrong statement. Focus. I know that. Where's the one where it's... You can absorb one of the...
Hifumi was killed with Justice, while Taka's
Oh.
death came from a...
Don't you have thing to copy? I think I probably do, but I don't remember. I haven't played this in so long. I don't remember what buttons it was. It's been like a month break. Hold triangle? No, because triangle's to shoot. Never mind.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
No, that's
Okay,
wrong.
thank you to both of you. God damn.
There's no reason
Oh
to
my
assume
God.
that the hammers
I
were
would have been
used in the
stuck
same
there for
order as
so
their
long.
numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to
So
disguise
about my
their
big
actions.
brain, I don't think my big brain's going to help me.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used
Yay.
in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Ugh. I'm definitely not good. I feel like once I hit the wrong button. Okay. Is it right? Nope. Welp. Wristwatch.
It's...
Yeah.
I refuse to give up yet.
Wait, is it a W? I thought it was an M. I mean, no, wait. It was a W because I said right. What?
Now I understand.
Thank you, TJ, for yet again.
I got it.
But
Taka's
I
wristwatch.
failed it.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Look, it's Taka. He's dead. If I was in this in real life, I would
so
be
if it
murdered
wasn't
so
broken
fast.
after 6 last
But
night,
I'd also, if I was
then he
kept
must have been
alive,
attacked around 6
I would be
this morning.
so clueless on what I was doing.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the
That's why
window.
it's kind of funny that everyone
Because
will
when he
vote
was
for Makoto
killed,
if
we
he screws
hadn't
up
met
for
up in
one
the dining hall
trial
yet.
after solving all the other trials.
That may
Yeah,
be true in the case of Taka's murder.
It's weird. Like how
But
everyone's
all
saying
of
that
our
it's
alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right.
hang on.
With
Everyone keeps on saying it's the other guy, and then if I fail the trial, it's like, oh, it's Makoto.
when we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
And now nothing points to Makoto at all.
Then we all ran down to
Exactly.
the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body.
The first trial that makes sense
totally
because
true.
it was
We're
in
all in
his
the clear.
bathroom.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Hero.
If
Yeah.
that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid
such an
alibis for when
idiot.
we heard Hifumi scream.
But yet,
Since all of
he's
us
like,
were there together,
he's like a friendly
clearly
idiot.
none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't
God
forget,
damn.
I was
I'm
passed out in
tired.
the equipment room the whole time.
What time is it? It's 1:30.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it?
1:30
She
a.m.
could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Oh my god.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Kyoko's my third
That's
favorite.
true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said, His
You were
body
talking about how you
apparently
would die
disappeared in the
immediately. It
1 minute
reminded
her
me
and Hina
of
took
what
their
I
eyes
did
off
for
of
my
it.
OC, where she was in Danganronpa 1,
But
and
to carry
since
that
she was
much
in the
weight from the
she was
first
the
floor
ultimate
up to the
actress,
third
Fumi
in
constantly
that
begged
short
her to
amount
do
of
a
time?
Princess Puggles play, and
Oh,
eventually
man,
she
yeah.
snapped and
There's no
killed him.
way. It'd be impossible.
Oh, I love that.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the
I
dead
absolutely
body
love
were
that.
to move itself.
Wait, what?
The dead body moved on its own?
No, not another ghost.
I don't
my
think it
God.
has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is... We thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Oh, god dang it. Not the broken wristwatch is back. I bet you it will...
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
I like
you
how
know
she
that
says that with
how?
a smile.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery?
I don't think...
Are you
I don't think
saying
the
that when we first found
wristwatch
Hifumi in the
goes
nurse,
with any
there's a
of this.
chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body
had been found.
Oh.
Shoot!
Dang it, not gonna lie, I thought I had
Are you
it.
saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the Hifumi's dead body had been found.
And that is...
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh god. If I remember correctly, they'll break in the garden and she pickaxed his head. His head. God damn.
Are
I had
you
an
saying
OC
that when we...
Hang on. I had an OC in a fan-written game that made it to the end. He was the ultimate gift maker. Oh, that's
first
adorable.
found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
I still
No.
think it's that.
It is Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body to
Hifumi's dead body,
and that is...
Are we really? Maybe the
Announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Shoot!
No, maybe
Are
it
you
is the
saying that when we
wristwatch.
first... There's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body to
Hifumi's dead
I'm not
body.
smart
and
when
that
it comes
is...
to
Are
this.
we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
Nope,
discovery.
okay. Oh wait, I'm supposed to prove it wrong, not agree.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he was actually...
No. Hifumi was dead,
And you know that
Surely you heard the body discovery at
Hang on.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Yeah, okay, maybe absorb Kyoko's works.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he...
I'm actually
Hifumi
gonna
was
fail
dead,
for
and you
like
know
the
that. Surely
fourth
you heard the
time.
body to Hifumi's dead, and that is...
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the
3 points
nurse's
don't
office,
count into the second game, I
there's a
think.
chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead,
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body.
Body had been found.
No,
Okay.
it's wrong.
TJ, you can take over. I will just sit and watch.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
I mean, I personally cannot get
Of course
mad.
it
Like,
was. The
I
announcement
will not get
played
mad for
right after
backseat
we
gaming.
discovered his
Honestly,
Maybe.
go ahead.
But
Cause
that was
this
also
shit,
the same
I'm too
time
tired
that
to figure
Taka's
this
body
shit
was
out.
found.
That's right. It wasn't
I
long
want to play
after
the
finding
third
his
one,
body that we
the
heard the
third
announcement.
Danganronpa so badly because of Kibo,
So
and
there's
how
a
you
good
can go on a
chance we made a
date,
mistake in
or
there
how you can go
somewhere.
into a date room with Kibo.
I think we've confused
No,
whether
you're
the
fine. Don't
announcement was for
No,
Hifumi
don't
or
you dare
Taka.
apologize. I was kidding with it.
First of all,
Keep
if
going,
two bodies
TJ,
had been
please.
found,
It's
there really should
helping
have
me.
been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled
Like,
them
I don't get
together
mad
into
over
one.
backseat gaming.
What do you
Go
say,
ahead.
Monokuma?
Keep
Any
going.
comment?
If I'm
Well,
struggling
it's
and
a
I ask
very
for help,
sensitive
do
issue,
help.
so
If
I
I'm
can't go
struggling in
into too
general,
much
help me.
detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for
You
the
hear me,
first
TJ?
time.
You
which
can keep on
means
backseat gaming.
even if
It's
we find the
okay.
same
I
body again
allow
later,
it.
he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body
And
discovery
you don't get to
announcement
apologize.
twice.
Your only apologies is through hugs. Hugs and cuddles. I'm at 1 heart again.
I got it!
Okay, what's that?
We
I
heard it a
first thought it
second
was
time in
because
the
of Toko,
repository
but
when we
unconscious bodies wouldn't
rediscovered the two
count.
bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually
TJ, I swear to God,
being
if
discovered
you're
for
being
the
silent
first time.
out of stubbornness, I will
So when we found
travel
Hifumi
over
the
to
first
you
time in
and I
the
will
nurse's
tackle you
office,
down with
he
hugs.
wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until
And
we came
kisses.
upon him in the
Now that's a threat.
repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
I'm just watching because there's no need for help yet. Well, at least
That
I
is
know.
the worst logic
Good.
I have ever heard.
I thought
But
you were being
honestly,
silent out of
I do not
stubbornness.
think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Wait, I have it. It was like when he cleaned his glasses, right? Thank you.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned,
Shit. Also, I have big grips with chapter 3, but I save that for after. Well, I'm back to
here's
being
one
half.
thing. The first time we
Dang
found
it, I
him
thought that
then, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his, it was in.
But when you compare his body before,
other than the change in how it was there was no notable difference.
Shit!
No,
It was
that's
that
wrong.
one. The struggle I had just to throw
In
that
fact,
bullet.
there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
How could
his
you
glasses
remember
were covered
glasses
with
such
blood.
simply being covered?
But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Big grips.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
That's interesting. I would like to hear what these big grips would be. And it was this one.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
What grip?
And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear
Oh.
glasses are...
I wouldn't
No,
be
it's
caught
like issue
dead
slash
using a tiny
complaint.
piece of garbage like
Oh.
that.
What do you have to complain about?
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
Actually, no, you said you'll save it. I want to know later. I want to know after.
What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Taka
I
himself.
got it! It could
No,
only have been
Taka
Hifumi.
was definitely dead.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository.
Damn, it's only
But when we got
1:50
there,
a.m.
the
and I
door
feel like
was locked.
there's still so much of this trial
And the
left.
repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the
No,
repository.
it's near the end? Okay. I was
So,
gonna say,
Hifumi
if I have
wasn't
like
just
another
another
like
victim in
40
this
minutes
case.
of this, I'm
He
gonna
was one of
cry.
the assailants.
But that means
Because for
he
once
took
I
part
actually-
in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
I won't
If you're
actually
having
admit
trouble,
to
would
wanting
you
to
like
go to
me
bed,
to show you one more piece of evidence?
but only if Cuddles.
There's more?
He would probably be more suspicious
Oh, absolutely.
if Hifumi
The
didn't
single
cover his
biggest
glasses
fact
with
pointing
blood
to
at
his
first.
involvement has yet to be
You're not
revealed.
wrong, because not
You
gonna
know
lie,
what I'm talking about, right,
he
Makoto?
probably
The item he
he
took
could have
off
covered
of
the
Taka's lifeless
glasses,
body.
and then he could have kept his eyes awake, so then he would have known. Crap. Could it be? Crap. The thing. Oh, alter ego. Wait, what? The thing Hifumi stole from Taka could be with. Kiyotaka's got. No, it wouldn't be. It is the paper? Lies. Do you mean the other paper? Did you mean this one?
I got it!
It was that one.
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Gross.
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone. For now, let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Ah, that's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
Ooh.
And that person could only have been...
His pants.
I got it! That's right! Taka!
I would have
Killer
picked that
used
one
this
as a
note
joke,
to
but
draw out
like,
Taka
I
and
don't
murder
have the
him.
hearts for it.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
It's obviously Hifumi's pants. Yeah, the pants have a mind of its own.
Just to be clear,
They decide
TikTok is
what
Taka and
happened.
Huffy is
They
Hifumi,
decided to write a note.
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
But still, I can't let her get to me. Oh god dang it. Okay.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
Oh.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong!
Look at me go. I did it. I did it. The first
No,
try.
there absolutely is a
I think
connection.
I messed up each and every one,
the hell are
but
you
that
talking
one.
about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka, just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka,
I
what
should
was
write the
Hifumi
whole
doing
thing when
with
my
it?
RC kills Hifumi. It would be
Stuffed down
fun.
his pants, no less.
Honestly, I would love that.
Most likely.
I
Hifumi
hated
stole it off
Hifumi, and I
Taka's
still
corpse
hate
after he
Hifumi.
died.
Huh?
He annoyed me when I
He stole
started
it?
playing.
Where's your proof?
And
Go
he seems
ahead,
like a very
show us.
typical anime is my life. Hang on. The ripped note.
I got it! When I searched Taka's
Actually,
body, I saw that his
Anime is the
lifeless hand was
real
gripping a small scrap
girlfriend
of
that I
paper.
need. Although, not gonna
If
lie,
I'm
I
right
do
about
admit,
this, the sheet
fictional
of paper
characters are
this
10
piece
times
came
better than
from
normal
is-
humans. But
I knew it!
can't
It fits
exactly be
perfectly
like,
with the note
I
we
would fall
found
in
hidden on
love.
Hifumi.
This character who is
Then
fictional
Taka's
is my
scrap.
boyfriend.
And Hifumi's note.
Okay,
Yup. They're from the
no,
same piece
never
of
mind.
paper.
I was going to go on a full rant,
Hifumi
but I
had the
stopped
note meant
myself.
for Taka, while Taka's
I was
corpse
going to
still
attack the
grasped a
fandom,
small
but I
piece of that
stopped
note.
myself. It's not a Danganronpa
There's only
fandom,
one way
but there's
to
a
explain
fandom
it.
for an anime that pisses
Taka
me
died
off.
clutching the note.
That's the story
Hifumi
for
tried
another
to free
time,
the
though.
note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa.
Oh, just
Yeah.
thinking about that has now
After
made me
seeing
so
all this,
mad.
Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even
Which
more.
server is that? It's Riot.
And what might that be?
Guys,
weapon they used to
Discord
kill
gave me a
Hifumi.
heart attack.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Why is he
Hell
so
yeah,
actually
it's
no?
packed in there good and tight.
Tokuyami is always aggressive for no
He's
reason.
right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
I hate how the Danganronpa fandom thinks
Is it not possible they
Sayaka
used
is
a
snake.
different weapon?
Like, yeah, it's not right she tried to kill someone, but she was
I don't think it
showing
is
the
possible. They
possibility
were
that
both
her
killed
career
with
was
the same
destroyed
kind
and
of
her
thing,
friends were
right?
dead. Not gonna lie, she was just trying to
then,
escape so she
what
could
was
save
used
her
to kill
friends
Hifumi?
and save her career. I think it was mostly like her little idol group because they were like dying on a stage or something like that. And I think she just wanted to go and help them because apparently without her they were all dead. Which makes very much sense. So not gonna lie, I liked Sayaka. She was my fourth favorite.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How is the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Shit. Did I just lose? Okay, I just lost one
What
heart.
was used to kill Hifumi? Was it maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was,
There's one. How was the culprit?
able to... How did nobody witness them...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer. Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammer.
No, that's wrong.
No one even knew about the trials and stuff until
The
after
murder
she was
weapon
dead.
wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously?
That's true.
A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
So
She
Hifumi
probably
moved
just thought
Taka's
everyone would
body to the
immediately think it was Makoto and
repository,
she could
where
leave. She
someone
didn't
then
know
used a hammer
if
to
need
kill
everyone
him.
else dying.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
I feel like that would have been a pretty good, like, decent trial for, like, a tutorial. Sayaka, like, actually got away
Based
with
on
the
rules
killing,
that have been laid out for us,
and then
even if more than one person is complicit
and then
in the murder,
Makoto had to, like, try and defend
only
himself.
the one who
Now
actually
that would have been
carried
good.
out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been made, even if more than one person is complicit, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate, and assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
I think I picked the wrong one.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
I think I have to
Based
absorb
on the rules that have been
not
laid out
that
for
one.
us, even if more than one person is
Complicity only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
How do I get rid of it?
That is. But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were 2 murders.
There we go. Okay.
Based on the rules that have, even if more than one, only the one who
actually carried out the act can graduate, assuming the rule holds true.
It is simply... No, that's wrong!
Look at me go. I figured it out. Yeah, all Monokuma said they had to
Since
kill
there were 2
and not
murders,
get found out to
it's at
escape.
least
The trials and
plausible that more
executions
than
weren't
one
mentioned
person was
until
involved.
after she was dead. See, exactly.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no
Look at
point
you
in
go.
being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit
I
to
wish
you.
emotes could work.
However, if
If
there were
only,
some
if
potential
only I
mutual
was on
reward for the risk,
Twitch.
then cooperation becomes possible.
You're
If
saying
only.
that 2 people
Sooner or
could
later
act
I
as each
can.
other's
And
accomplices to
then
commit 2
that can
separate
happen.
murders.
Then that would be allowed.
I think that's what the true
I mean,
killer
eventually
told
I'd get
Hifumi.
my own emotes
They
too.
would each have an
Little
accomplice for their
wiggles.
crime.
Okay. Something I've realized I
based on the case's
self-consciously
events,
do, if
Hifumi
I'm
would have been the
watching,
first one to act,
like,
murdering
recently
Taka.
when I'm seeing, like, Miyano do,
They
like,
made him
a
carry
collab
out
with
the
someone,
first murder,
and
so
he
he
has
couldn't
his
back
little
out of helping
wiggle,
them later on.
like, talking, I self-consciously
So
wiggle
in this
with it,
case, there
and I
wasn't
don't
one
mean it.
single
I'll just be
person
watching,
committing
and I do a
multiple
little
murders.
wiggle with it.
Instead, each person
Anyway,
killed
that was
someone,
just something
creating
interesting that I
2
figured out
separate
about
incidents.
myself.
And it only looked like one person because that's
I
how the
think I'm
true
sleep
killer
deprived.
designed it to look.
That's
A
fair.
single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which,
Which
if
is
true,
sleep
means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan
No
from
way.
the very beginning.
Well, do you know what happens when I'm sleep deprived?
awful. How could
I
anyone
guess
be
I
so
need a
cruel?
bonking
You
from
think so?
you,
I can't
TJ,
help
and
but
from a
admire
certain
its kind.
someone else. A
Still,
certain
their
cat.
choice of
cat.
accomplice seems odd.
Why did that audio scare me? It sounded like it was a bomb. Get Miano from the shower. Give me a sec. Miano's having a shower?
I
Actually, wait,
understand how
no.
an
It's
accomplice
like
could
morning
be
for you guys.
involved,
Never mind, that
but
makes
then
sense.
who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Ah. God damn. Wait. What am I doing? Gee, I wonder who it is. I actually don't know. I wasn't paying attention. It's not him. Pick the main culprit? I don't know.
Here's my answer.
Oh?
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend
Oopsies.
any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Celeste mad, I love.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Nope.
Shoot!
Oh god. Oh no. What is...
I got it!
Oh, there we go.
The behavior they had in common
I'm
has
back
to
to
do
1
with the
HP.
suspicious individual in the
I'm
suit,
back to half a
doesn't it?
heart.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
I will save chapter 2
Shush.
rain
The
until after
adults
the
are talking
show.
now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste
Wait, what?
and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed
I will save
individual.
my chapter 3 rant until
If
after
we
the show.
accept that
Okay.
Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
Be quiet.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong,
The
what was it
adults are
she said?
talking. Ricardo, yes, Daddy. Basically, the exchange just now. You're not wrong. I mean, Ricardo just straight up went, I'm sorry. Continue.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
That scream was carried across the
I
sea
just
and that
realized
loud?
another strange thing.
Sorry,
When we
but
found
that's not a
Hifumi in the nurse's
scream.
office,
That's just a
who we now
gasp,
know
I
was only
swear.
pretending to be dead.
I like how he's died with his mouth wide open. Like, he would have been breathing, and you could have seen that, like,
Celeste,
mouth going in and
you
out.
were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I
Well,
don't
that's really
believe
why.
it.
Caca.
Everything.
Fake bird
The whole thing
signal.
was one big act.
She
Hina,
did.
You were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die here just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Hero, you don't get to say
You hear
anything.
that,
You were
Celeste?
asleep the
Everyone's
entire
having some
time.
trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Oh god dang it. This has always bugged me. Those guys could be just referring... That's another thing. That's what I would have thought, not gonna lie. I would have
All
thought the
I
exact
said
same
was-
thing.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh. Oops! I think the original script before translated said she said those two. Well, I failed twice. But I'm not giving up. Nope, 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 nope. Wow. Apparently.
Is this real?
Yes.
I refuse to give up yet.
I failed twice. Actually, no, I think this is like my third time, actually. I don't remember. But either way, I failed. You're near the end. I hope so. I'm
All I
tired.
said was,
It's 2:20.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's
Is
comment?
it that? Nope, never mind.
Shoot!
Is it because she
all I
said, oh?
was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
I believe it is an Azul, but I don't
We are
know
going
which
to die,
one.
just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
It's probably so strange, I
And
think.
that's all it takes to fit. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh. That actually could make sense.
Said they must really
Oh my
enjoy
god.
the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die.
And
Oops.
that is all I said.
And that's
I just
all
wanted
it
to get rid of the
What was
bullet.
so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay.
All I said
But
was,
which one do I put it on?
they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Actually,
They must
wait,
be
no.
Positively, we are all going to die here.
Is it that one?
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Shoot!
All I said, they must really enjoy the
I'm
sight of us. They
done.
must be.
I'm
We are
done.
going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange
About Celeste's comment?
I'm done. I'm done. That's all I can say. I'm mad at
All
myself.
I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us.
I'm
They
so
must be
tired.
positive.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die.
Just like those guys.
No, that's wrong.
I'm about to
That's right.
cry.
There's no reason
I'm
Celeste should
done.
have said, just like those guys
I'm
died.
done with everything.
When she said that, none of us had told her Taco was
TJ, put
dead.
me to bed now. You can finish the
Exactly.
stream and I'll go to
And we
sleep.
didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
Okay, let me find
You
Australia
claim
real
that I
quick.
was lying
I'll
when
be
I
waiting,
told you about
TJ.
this. Then what about the picture I took? How do you
She's really
explain
determined with this
of the
picture.
costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Oh, Dixie! I've been drinking.
I got it!
The entire chapter, the
It's
killer
not
was
a
very
picture of the
obvious,
suspect
and
dragging
that
Hifumi
was
away.
one of the things that low-key annoyed me.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
See, I didn't think Celeste was that obvious. Like, I still
The
think
one
she
being
was
dragged
fairly.
off in that picture
Actually,
isn't
okay.
Hifumi,
The one
but
thing
the person in the robot
was when
suit.
she was constantly throwing it under
We've simply
heroes,
been led to believe that it's
under
the other
heroes,
way
like
around.
throwing hero under the bus. Like she randomly had
And the
equipment
strange
that was found in
costume
his
might
room, a
only exist to
blueprint.
lead us astray even
That's the
farther.
one thing that I don't
If you saw
understand.
someone wearing something like that
If
in
she
this
just played
situation,
normally like she
of
did,
course you'd
like she
notice
did in
and be
the other
suspicious.
trials, she could have probably gotten away.
That's what happened.
Away
you put
with
me to
it.
sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this.
Because then everyone would have been confused and just picked a random.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, god dang it. Just because of how she acted in the early stages painted a big flag on her. Who the fuck? Would it be the
Dressed me up in
blueprint?
that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped
Oh
me
my
across
God.
Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Actually, maybe...
You dressed me
Yeah.
up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said,
As you can see in the picture, the suspect, if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
then
I feel
the
like that's wrong.
fortune-telling idiot is
I'm
the
about to
culprit after
lose
all!
it.
No way!
Damn. I'll have to look later.
Dressed
I'm
me up in
too
that suit
tired.
after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to
has
make me
to
look like the
be-
bad guy.
Like
This
I
one.
said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect, if the person inside the suit was there's no way they could
Stand up straight like that.
There we go.
No, that's
Okay,
wrong.
I was correct. It's just I couldn't click it in time.
No. Even if the person, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain...
Okay, can this hurry up? I'm just gonna skip some of it.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well
No.
then, I suppose
It's just a
this
certain
is
fox
checkmate.
calling me a cat boy as
Checkmate?
well.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying? When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He...
I
Crap.
got it!
Okay, it was that one.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
He did too.
No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any but he must have...
So Hifumi was trying...
But the name
Can
he
this
said...
please...
No. Hold on. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What?
I think I I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in.
It's 2:30.
What's your real name?
Can this hurry
Make
up?
sure my real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Oh
The
god
Fumi
dang it.
was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what...
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is!
It's that
Go
one.
on.
Okay, it's the contradiction. I just wasn't sure.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name.
if there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times?
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to...
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me,
There we go.
No, that's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows Monokuma to... So all we have to do is check her That's how we can find out
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us, please?
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me go over the case again, and that'll bring...
Okay, I gotta go over this. Closing argument, begin. Okay, so... I see a bag of chips. Why is a bag of chips so important? No, lol. Okay, I instantly get the feeling I picked the wrong one. Guessing that... Oh god, this is gonna take forever. Well, looking for Fumi alone is panel 1. Oh, okay. And then does it go to the bag of chips? I bet you it's just there. It's just there to lure me into a trap. And then I bet you... Would it be the time? If you hover over one question mark, it should give a hint. What time... Who was the killer summoned first? This makes so much more sense. They knocked over the stuffed him in a robot. Wait, a certain item? Oh, the camera. What time? Never mind. The watch is supposed to be on the other side. Then where? So that's there. Then what the hell is this? What time? There's only one watch. Never mind. Never mind. he was supposed to be... No, he was number 3 to make it seem like that. Then in the library... Fumi used something to fake existence of a shadowy criminal. What? In the library, Fumi used something to fake the existence. Oh. Was it Hammer 2? I think that's the camera? They knocked him to satisfy the... Oh! They used something to knock him out. But look, the camera's there, and it takes a photo. I'm gonna just do this, and then if it's wrong, I can do a quick change. I guess I'll just do that? No, that doesn't seem right. No, never mind. I guess it has to be. Wait, hang on a second. That has the 4th hammer. So then, that was there. And then that would make sense for Hammer 2, because Hammer 2 wasn't actually a lethal one. And then... And that goes here. And then that one goes there. There's just one more. It's this one, which I think is the backpack?
The killer is...
I'll just do this for now.
Before...
It was right.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to
That
make it
face
look
lol.
like while the
It
killer
looks...
used a digit when
his
they were...
face looks very suspicious.
And then finally... And that's where Hifumi killed him. The murder weapon was just as... The reason hammer number 4 was used... So, for these attacks, the killers pretend the first fake incident was there. The killers wanted us to see... They wanted to make sure the second with that the sweet...
I was right. I
Wow,
bet you
this
this
was-
one's incorrect though.
And
Dang it. Then this is when Justice
Here's
Hammer
exactly
3
what
becomes a
happened.
thing. Yep. Yep. Yep, there we go. I did it. What is happening?
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
It's 2:40.
Listen
I've
to you,
stayed up
trying
an
to
extra
take charge.
I've
as if
continued
you're my
streaming for
private
more
instructor.
than what I needed.
Celestia Lunenburg.
Oh.
Actually, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Obviously, I can redo it. I can choose to redo
Okay,
it later
Monokuma.
on.
I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I
Save
suppose
after
this is the
trial,
end,
then you can end.
isn't it?
Then you can see the conclusion next time.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for.
No, I actually might do that, TJ. Thank you. Cause, god damn, my eyes are doing the slow drop, and I cannot comprehend anything. It's like when I woke up earlier this morning and joined, like, you, Lucian, and Miano. And I could not comprehend anything. Never mind, I'm going back onto heat because that is so loud. I forgot you could save mid-try. TJ? What the fuck? I'm kidding, but that's information for next time I could use. But I'm going to bed. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for joining my stream. I hope you guys had fun watching me fail everything. And I... Oh, TJ. Oh, you're the best. Good night. Thank you, Angie. And thank you also for coming in, too. It was nice meeting you. I think that was your first time actually talking in my chat, and that was good to know. And I hope you stick around for when I do Danganronpa and more of other things and fail. But with that, I am calling it good night. And I love you all. Good night. How do I end again? This one.